Well, let's go ahead and get started. We've got a great group here today, and I'm sure there'll be a few others that are joining with us, but wanted to make sure we have enough time for our presenter and then do some introductions and breakouts as well. Let me let a couple more people in the room. All right. And so this is the mastermind referral group that Bob and I started about a year ago. And first we started it just mainly kind of focusing on our small business partners here in Arizona. It quickly expanded and started getting not only national, but international. And so appreciate those that have come from near and far to be here. Pretty eclectic group, over 160 people now. Obviously, not everyone can be here each week, so you're welcome to pop in and out whenever you can and participate with us, but understand that we're all working with clients and running businesses, and so sometimes that takes a priority. But we're here every Thursday for you if you're available. Like I said, it's an eclectic group. There's attorneys in here, scientists, professors, PhDs, a lot of PharmDs because of my background and my industry, and business leaders, entrepreneurs. We get together to network and get to know each other better, and then hopefully share referrals. It's not a requirement, but you may know someone that someone else is needing to get connected with, and so that's why we learn about each other. And the more we know each other and like and trust each other, then it's easier to make those referrals. Some really great referrals have come from this group. Specifically for me, there's some great business partners here that I'm currently working with, including, don't want to miss anyone here, but Dr. Bob, we're working on a project with Mike Hayes, and I've got Damar here, one of our amazing pharmacists that's been in pharmacy even longer than me, and I thought I'd been in there a long time. And he's a great consultant helping me with our business, and Jeff and Cindy and others that are helping out with solutions. There's financial solutions and other things. I'm looking forward to getting started with a project with Armand with Men's Health and our retired NBA players, retired basketball players, and so there's some really fun things that have come from this group. So I've always kind of lived by the teaching of Zig Ziglar that you'll get all you want out of life if you help enough other people get what they want. And more recently, Tony Robbins says the secret to living is giving. And so that's what this group is all about. Is we want to make sure that others succeed, and then we succeed through their successes as well. So we'll usually have a presenter each week, so we can get to know that person a little better and understand what they're an expert at. Today we get to hear from Sheryl McBride. And then next week, Mike Hayes is on deck. And then we're filled up through January 11th. So January 18th, January 25th would be the next openings. If you would like to present to this group, we welcome it, and love to hear from you. So without any more delays, unless there's something absolutely has to be brought up right now, let's turn the time over to Sheryl. And Sheryl, do you have some slides that you want to share with us today? Because we'll make...
Yes, I do.
Okay, you should have the ability to share your screen now.
Okay. Yeah, good. All righty. So what are you seeing? Are you seeing just the main screen, or are you seeing everything?
I think we see your second screen. So we're seeing your presentation and then also the notes and area.
Okay, let me see if I can fix this. Well, you can read along with me then.
Yeah.
I know there's a a way to do this. Let me move this.
You know,
out.
I've done a million presentations and not one of them goes perfect. I'll be right in the middle of a presentation and then it'll just automatically close down on me. I'll have to go reopen the application, and yeah, it's always fun. So
Okay. All right. Gee, I don't know what's going on here.
yeah, we can just go from this screen as well. So we'll just get the benefit of seeing what the upcoming slide is going to be.
There you go. That's what happens when I save it overnight. Well, anyway, welcome everyone. Sometimes they have a little video that starts, but let's go here. Okay, so we have a new book called How Money Works for Women that came out, and this is one of the presentations from that. And I know you may not be a woman, but I'm sure you know a woman. So I'm going to go ahead and share this because it's pretty exciting and I don't see the notes coming up. All right. Let me try again.
Are you going to go to slideshow view or something? Or
yeah.
While Sheryl is getting that figured out, welcome everyone to put their information up in the chat as well. That way we can all be connected with each other. I'll put mine up there as well. And then at the end of today, Bob has an amazing virtual assistant that will send out a recording, and send out the chat as well, so that you'll have all of that information. Did we lose our presenter?
Yeah, it looks like Sheryl left.
Wow.
Probably leaving and coming back in, knowing how things work.
Yeah, no worries. We'll give her a minute to figure out her slideshow. Yeah, I did a presentation yesterday, had 10 or 12 pharmacists on, and right when one of the vendors was ready to give their portion of the meeting, I tried to pull up a document, and it just closed down the presentation. So I had to go relaunch it, and missed all the slides of his, and I just had him keep going too. So in the edited replay of the meeting, it looks pretty smooth, but that was after a little bit of doctoring on my part.
Yeah, Marie does the same thing when she sends it out.
Yeah.
She'll clean it up a bunch.
Perfect. So, well, hopefully we
hey,
didn't scare her off.
I'd love to ask this question, because I'm not a pharmacist. I'm a LinkedIn lunatic, as I put myself. I've got a bunch of people that work for me, and what's changing in the pharmacy world? I know there's a lot of changes going on. Anybody want to answer that? Damar?
Yeah, I can answer it. Unless Breck, you want to? Oh, Breck's on the call.
Yeah.
So really, what's going on in pharmacy right now is we're at a crossroads in the fact that coming out of the pandemic, pharmacy as an community pharmacy was given a golden ticket, just like Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, in the fact that it became the cornerstone or the hub of where people went to get testing for COVID, and likewise got the boosters when they became available. And so from that standpoint, if that had not happened, a lot more pharmacies, community pharmacies would be dead. And literally they would have been closing their doors. There's over 15,000 community pharmacies in the United States right now. And when you think about it, they actually are the largest pharmacy group, bar none. So CVS, Walgreens, Rite Aid. And so from that standpoint, the problem is that they've not organized in the fact that they work together, collaboration. And so what you're seeing is some pharmacists or pharmacy owners starting to do more collaborations. So what Breck is doing with the Community Pharmacy Roundtable is really a unicorn in the fact that bringing all these services together. There are probably maybe 6 or 7 other entities that are out there that are doing something very similar, but not quite the same. And because right now, prescriptions have become a commodity, and they've been a commodity for probably the last 10 years. And with the big players buying insurance companies and basically giving kind of the leftover, the scraps, to community pharmacy. There was a pharmacy, DePietro Pharmacy, I think they're in Pennsylvania. They do about 750 prescriptions a day. Over 250 of those prescriptions were for $0. So they actually made no money at all, $0. So that's a third of their business. And so from that standpoint, in order for pharmacies, community pharmacy to make it, they have to have, and this is really kind of one of the things that I'm taking from what Breck has said, is they have to have about a third of their income be non-prescription revenue. Or as I like to put it, is high margin revenue. And so from that standpoint, with that opportunity, if they can get their business where they got at least a third of it, then they can have better margins so that they can grow. And some of the newer pharmacy owners are really embracing kind of the technology and the opportunities to have profitable businesses, but for the majority, they're not. So that's kind of a long-winded answer to your question, is with kind of the status of the community pharmacy.
Yep. You can add another 4,000 or so to the 15,000 independents in small chains. We still consider them, community pharmacy, because it would be like a small grocery store chain. Like here in Arizona, we have Bash's. They're a family-owned grocery store chain. They've been around forever. There's 42, there's more than 40 some odd locations that are grocery stores, but they have 42 of those stores that actually have a pharmacy in them too. So they really kind of fit into that category too, to add to the numbers. But overall, they've dipped below the 20,000 mark for the first time in the history. And back when I first started in pharmacy, the profit margin for dispensing revenue was around 36%. So that's a fair margin. You can actually live on that. But today at 3 to 5% margin, it's pretty hard to even cover your acquisition costs, let alone your overhead and employees' salaries and stuff. So and you can thank your big pharmacy benefit managers, PBMs, are the number one reason why drug costs are going up and why pharmacies are making less. So they hold pharmacy hostage in taking contracts that are really not in their best interest, but they feel like they have to take those contracts. So a good example would be United Healthcare has 65 million lives that they cover. And so if a pharmacy wants access to serve those 65 million people here in the US, they have to go into contract with Optum, which is the PBM, the pharmacy benefit manager. Well, unfortunately, Optum knows that everyone wants United Healthcare, so then they bundle all their other networks together: Catamaran, Cypress Care, Timesys, all these other little mini networks that pharmacies don't want to have. They're not in their best interest, but they kind of hold a gun to their head and say, hey, if you want United Healthcare, you're taking everything. Which, by the way, think about this for just a second, then we'll get back to Sheryl's presentation. But out of the 65 million people and the employers that are paying into premiums into United Healthcare, 75% of their revenue actually comes from Optum RX, from the PBM or the claims processor. They don't even own the drug. They don't even have, they're just processing it. And they make that money, 136 or 40 billion, 140 billion now dollars a year in being the middleman and off of spread pricing. So gets things into perspective. That's why they're being investigated by the FTC right now. And then CVS is in much different position because now they own their own health system and own their own PBM. And even though they have 10,000 retail locations selling anything and everything you can possibly think of, 80% of their revenue comes from the PBM side, from Caremark, or which is now known as CVS Health. So it's a little bit of a racket. All right, Sheryl, we filled in for a minute. She unfortunately had to reboot. So hopefully her computer is up and running and you should have access to share your screen again.
All righty. Yep, my website's not working either here. So I'm just going to walk through part of it. If I can get back to you. There you are. Okay, good. All right. So this has been quite the journey for this non-tech person. We have a brand new website and it's just full of wonderful stuff. So I'll share the How Money Works for Women another day when things are working. But this is, you can see my screen?
Yes.
We teach people how money works. Okay, so this is just a website. You can get one of the books here. We have both books now. And our focus is on education. So we want to make sure, we want to reach 20 million families before 2030, by 2030. And so when you come to the website, we have all these wonderful buttons. It's not working right now. So we have these different things that we're doing. We're teaching, we're shipping books to the schools. We're giving them, I had a principal that ordered 6 cases of books to take care of her, the 3 to 5 5th grade students and the teachers and the parents. So we got books into all those hands. And then we have classes that we can teach with, and they have these beautiful graphics, and the books are our curriculum. So we have it hasn't been taught in schools, and the sooner we can get this education to the kiddos, the better, because if we're going to pass money on to them, or our legacy, then we want them to know how to use the money so that it doesn't get lost. Like it's, the Roosevelts, Theodore Roosevelt, that family still has money, right? That's the money. But the other one, and I'm blanking out on the name, they don't have any money anymore because the kids didn't know how to take care of it or how to use it, make it grow. So we just want to work with people to get their finances in order and help them learn about money. So the banks won't teach us. They use the wonderful tools that we have to make our money grow and protect it, but they don't want us to know about that. So here, let me see if this video will work here, and we can just kind of walk through one of the books. So we can ship you books for free. You can get them on Amazon for 17 plus shipping or something like that. But we mail them directly to you and to your family. Have this fun How Money Works challenge. The questions are not so hard to do. And I know I took a lot of time falling off the map, but we just have so much information to share, and we want to get these books. They're not ebooks yet. We have the Rule of 72 as an ebook and a chapter. I think the chapter on protection is an ebook, but the rest of it is a hard copy that we want to pass to people, have them read it, hold it in their hand, read it. Teaching the Rule of 72. And anyway, well, I guess that's it for now, unless we want to take the challenge, take the quiz. Do we have time to take the quiz?
Let's do it.
Okay. All right. So let's see if we're financially. So question 1 is, if you owed somebody 500 plus interest, which would be higher to pay back? Is it a $510 or 500 plus 5%? Any
5%.
ideas? This is interactive.
B.
B.
B. All right. If both your income and the prices of groceries, gas, and other products you buy were to double over the next 20 years, how much will you be able to purchase? More than you can buy now, less than you can buy now, the same that you can buy now?
How about if they double over the last 18 months?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's accurate.
So which one? More? Less?
Significantly less.
Yeah, this is a trick question. That would be a lot less. A lot less.
All right, let's see. Okay, if you had $1,000 in savings earning 1% annually, what would your balance be after 10 years if you never withdrew any money from your account?
Does the account use compounding interest?
Yeah, that'd be a good point. Is it simple interest or is it compounding interest?
That might be a more of a sophisticated question than your audience would be able to handle.
So what's your guess, Phil? Have you done this already?
I'm not going to comment on this time. I'll let someone else answer.
All
Let's
right.
go with A.
All
Yeah,
right.
I say
Okay, impact of losses. I know this one. Suppose you lose 50% of $10,000 investment. How much return would you need to get back to 10,000?
C.
Yeah, 100%.
Generally speaking, is it more secure to put your money into one place or more than one place?
More. B.
You need mattress on there. There needs to be a seat
Diversify.
mattress.
Yeah. All right, we scored 4 out of 5.
Which one did you miss?
Less than.
There's
Right.
less than. Okay. Anyway, so we have a fun little thing, and I have little cards that I can give people to do it, and I have big cards. They took the big cards out on the street in Las Vegas during one of our conventions, and they made a video of that, and it would be fun if I could find it. But anyway, we're just finding out a lot of people don't know how money works, and it's interesting how you can ask the questions and make it simple, or ask the questions and make it hard. But we want to make knowing how money works easy for everybody. So I appreciate your time. There we go. And let me not share the screen anymore.
So Sheryl, we're going to open it up to questions. Thank you first off for presenting today. And I know technology is wonderful when it works, but when it has hiccups, it can be very frustrating. So thanks for your patience in working through all of that for us. But greatly appreciate the presentation. My first question, though, is how do you, as a coach in how money works, how do you get compensated?
So when we help people move money, we get paid. So we work with several different companies where we're not captive to one, like a State Farm or something like that. We get to work with a lot of A+ companies, and we talk to them, we talk to the people, we do that discovery that's in the back of the book. We do this discovery call. We find out what they need, what they want, their goals. We figure out a plan for them based on what they want and with their budget and everything. And we go to the different companies that we have. We find out what plan is the best for them. We present that plan to them, and they decide which one they want. And then the company pays us. So we're kind of a referral source. We do the boots on the ground stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, I love that you're taking this into schools as well. So certainly something that needs to be a part of early childhood education, because this is not taught in schools today.
Nope, that's a big problem.
Yeah. Other questions for Sheryl?
Sheryl, you're with WFG, right?
Right. World Financial Group is our back office.
Yeah.
Okay. Big organization.
Yeah.
Huge
Well, WealthWave is one part of WFG, just one of the teams, and they've put together all these graphics and websites and everything. It's been a great big help. And we got the books. They're not branded. The books aren't branded. Steve Siebold's pretty Mental Toughness Secret wrote how rich people think. So he partnered with us and wrote the How Money Works, the first one, and then Sharon Lecter partnered with us for the How Money Works for Women. So we've been really blessed to have some great people help us promoting this financial education.
Yeah.
And they spend a ton of time training you. It's over and over again. So you have weekly training, right?
Right.
Good organization.
Yeah. Excellent. So Rudy's not here today, but he would normally say that finances is he doesn't want that to be the F word you don't want to say, right? Um, but yeah, are
Right.
there any other questions for Cheryl?
Yeah, Cheryl, yeah, I have a quiz, Bob. I mean, I have a question. First of all, it's really important what you're doing. You know, this is, I mean, I wish I had known about finances when I was growing up because I didn't learn anything about that. It took me a long time to learn anything, really. In terms of that quiz, I'm curious, what if somebody gets on there, takes the quiz, they answer all the questions right? Does that mean they don't need any information, or how do you work that? What do you tell people about their score on the quiz?
Well, whenever, as a teacher, and yeah, actually certified in the schools, taking the test and making the right choices or the wrong choices is a learning process in itself. And that's one thing that we are able to do. We're able to help everybody on the money milestones. Even if they have $1 million and they're doing great, there's always something else that we can learn. And if they're open and ready, then we can teach them or learn from them, and it's just well worth the time.
Yeah.
Sure, thank you. Yeah.
Phil.
I just thought I'd add for Cheryl. There are so many scenarios that people think they know but don't know that are out there. And Cheryl and I have been doing this similar stuff for 20 plus years or more. And I have yet to meet someone who knows it all. I really don't. And there's the complexities of things, particularly tax strategies. Most people just end up giving their money to the federal government unbeknownst to themselves because they just don't know structurally the things they should do.
Yep. Yep. Excellent. Well, appreciate the presentation again. Let's do a breakout here. There'll be 3 or 4 people in the room. You'll each get a couple of minutes to introduce yourself. Please come on camera if you're available so that everyone can see your smiling face, and do a little networking. So again, you'll have a couple of minutes each to introduce yourself to the group, and the rooms are now open. Just click on the join button, and we'll see you back here in about 8 minutes. You find the join button, Tom? All right, welcome back. Welcome back, everyone. All right, does anyone have anything just absolutely enlightening that you learned from someone in the breakout that you'd like to share?
Yeah, I was with two Irish guys in the breakout room. That's pretty good.
You survived it.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
It was
That's
fun to
awesome.
learn about what those guys are doing too.
Good
I
deal.
had a we had a scary thought about being dewormed. That kind of took me by surprise.
Thank you, Diane. Thank you for that, Diane. Yeah.
Okay, so Diane is presenting when in January?
I don't even know if I want to be there and see that. I really,
It's pretty disgusting. Yeah.
Yeah.
Gosh, that's
Well,
funny.
is it good when you get to the other side of whatever it is?
Oh, yes, sir. Oh, absolutely. I'm 40 pounds down and I feel phenomenal. So, mhm.
Amazing. Amazing. All right. Well, we'll do one more breakout here. We'll see you back here in about 8 minutes, and
Hey,
then we'll
Breck, are you
wrap up.
sending the chat around? I didn't remember what you said about that.
Yeah. So at the end, Bob's admin Marie will send that out to everybody that's on today. So.
Thanks.
All right, the rooms are back open. If you end up in the same room with someone else that you've already met, you're supposed to meet them again.
Thank you.
Welcome back. Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back. Hope that was a great breakout for you. Anything earth-shattering or enlightening I need to know about from your breakout session?
Yeah, Breck, I was with Jeff and Bob in the one syllable first name room. That's what we figured out.
That's
I
awesome.
thought I was in the wrong room because, two Bobs and me.
That's right. That's right. We didn't
KEF?
could have brought the other Bob in. I should have looked at that. That would have been great.
Oh, yeah.
Name engineering.
Right, exactly. Well, appreciate everyone being here today. Those that don't know me, I put my email up in the chat there. If you would like to get added, if you're new to the group and you'd like to get added to the weekly newsletter that goes out, please give me your email. I never spam the group. I just simply send out a notification once a week of who the presenter is that week. And so even if you have a big client meeting and you absolutely have to hear that presenter, you can go rearrange your schedule so that you can come and be a part of it. But yeah, if you'd like to be added to the to that weekly newsletter, just give me your email address and I'll be happy to add you. And then I think most of you know I'm in healthcare. I didn't go to your breakout rooms, but I'll tell you real quick. I'm in healthcare, been in healthcare for over 20 years, but I'm really consider myself a disruptor in that space and trying to do things differently. And in the process of a major project to put wellness centers, not sick care, but well care centers across the country. The goal is to be able to reach 98% of the US in 10 miles or less. So it's kind of a BHAG, a very, very big, very audacious goal, if you're familiar with that acronym, BHAG. But I'm my one ask is that I'm looking for a co-founder right now. I need somebody that can actually run the day-to-day operations. So if you know somebody that may have had a successful exit in a health or wellness company and looking for their next opportunity, this might be it. We have the backing and support of the National Community Pharmacist Association, which is 200,000 pharmacists in the country, and we're trying to do something that will collectively bring all of those individuals together in one place. They're very fragmented today. I think you heard DeMar speaking about that earlier. They're really quite fragmented, and so this wellness program, the Fountain of Youth, is bringing them all together through a cooperative where they actually own the clinic, but they're a part of the bigger cooperative. So appreciate everybody being here today and look forward to seeing you next week. Mike's presenting next week, so looking forward to Mike Hayes. He's got a wealth of experience and will be a great presentation, I'm sure. So save the chat. It'll get sent to you as well, but go ahead and save it now. Just click on the three little dots in the far right-hand side of the bottom of the chat and it'll save it on.
Breck, if Mike Hayes is an expert in AI, so how will we be sure that it is Mike Hayes?
I know. We'll have to ask some trick questions.
This is a big question.
We'll have to have him take his temperature on camera or something. There we go.
Mike's never really here at any of these Zoom sessions. It's always the AI presentation. So,
all right. Thanks, everyone. Have a great rest of your week and a great weekend.
Take care. Bye now.
Thanks all.
Thank you.